And things like that are not the only. As we approach this 1 year anniversary of the May 16th tornado, we're also taking a look back at the disaster and the recovery efforts. Images of the tornado's destruction are a reminder just how much people lost.
Freezing a moment in time forever is one of the biggest strengths of photography. My name is Richard Sprengler, and I am a fine art photographer. The exhibit is entitled Classic St. Louis, a 45-year retrospective, and the tornado of 2025. I decided to come to North St. Louis after I learned of the tornado in order to document what happened to the city, and particularly the residents. Without photography, you really don't have a history of what happened. When I first arrived, I just couldn't believe the utter devastation. Everything is destroyed. The trees are snapped off. Telephone poles are broken in half. A new garage has been destroyed and thrown up on top of the van. I wanted to document what happened to the people that lived here and what they're living through, and in some way maybe I could help them. And by showing the world what happened is the way to do that, I believe. This is Norbert Thompson. He owned this home that he's sitting on the front steps of. He must have had a spirit guide that was watching over him, because he landed in the only spot in the house where he could have survived. If he had made it to the basement, he might not have lived, because the house collapsed into the basement. I was looking for photographs that tell a story. And unfortunately, there's not that many people up there because they all left, but showing what happened to their belongings, I felt was real important. There are very many cases where the house was lifted off of the floor, and there's the living room sitting there. There's the sofa, there's the television, there's bookcases. It was just a macabre, strange scene of this living room just sitting there all by itself, even with all of the belongings, but the people are gone. And that's the tragedy. I would like everyone to see these photographs, in particular people that are moved enough to want to help the residents. I initially was uncomfortable going to North St. Louis, knowing that there was a history of crime up there. But once I got there, what I experienced was nothing but kind, wonderful, loving people. And that was a life-changing thing for me. When I think of North St. Louis now, I think of those people. These folks still need help. It's real easy to forget about the disaster a year later. And then in another year, it's further in the past, and pretty soon it's something that just happened a long time ago. I think everybody needs to ask themselves, what can they do to help these people?
What can you do to help these people? Well, Five on Your Side and the Urban League of St. Louis are holding a telethon, Rebuilding St. Louis 1 year later. It starts at noon today. The program airing from noon until 1 right here on Five on Your Side and on our free streaming app. Now, you can give now by donating money, essential items, or volunteer your time to help with rebuilding efforts. Just get out your phones, scan that QR code that you see right there on your screen. You could also text the word RECOVER to 314-425-5355, and we'll send you a link. And we thank you for your generosity.